right, Foodie Adventure fans, welcome. We are at Willie G's Seafood. We're doing Houston Restaurant Week, and we're looking for some flavor explosions. You should hear me say this. We're at one of the better restaurants in Houston. Haven't been here in a minute, and we're about to see exactly what's in store. A little bit disappointed that we're not able to get the blueberry cheesecake on the Houston Restaurant Week, considering it's about 30 minutes after it opened, and somebody was supposed to do the prep work either yesterday or last night. So not acceptable, but we're gonna do our best to try to enjoy everything. We're gonna pretend the blueberry cheesecake wasn't even on the menu. A little bit of bait and switch, but we're gonna go for the creme brulee and the butterscotch bread pudding. Hopefully these are gonna actually work out pretty well, because we are putting Willie G's on the map. The chef's being called out about the blueberry cheesecake. Let's just have a good time. Beautiful patio outside, not too hot, very enjoyable. Getting ready to enjoy some good food, guys. All right, Foodie Adventure fans, we are back. All right, this is the wonderful omelet here. This oyster bar trash topping over here. Got blackened crab meat and blackened shrimp. Looks like a boursin mornay, which is like a French cheese sauce, okay? How do I know? Because I know, all right? Let's try this out. Let's get a piece of crab with it. Yummy. Okay, I give it to them. Bonafide flavor explosion. Let's have another one with some shrimp on it. The presentation's not the best, but it is very delicious. They have that going for them. I want to miss the shrimp though. I do like the flavor on it. They may not have the blueberry cheesecake. They have a wonderful oyster trash omelet. Man, I wish I could get some sauteed blackened oysters on here too. That'd be great. All right, now we're gonna go for the crawfish Benedict with delicately poached eggs, a little bit of fried crawfish here, and you have the crawfish etouffee sauteed on top. Let's see what it do. I'm gonna just eat that egg whole. It's actually really good. I like the fried crawfish adds a nice texture to this. Not too spicy, nice and buttery. Great flavor explosion. This is a pretty good brunch menu right here. I would have to say getting the crawfish Benedict and the oyster trash omelet, it's a really good combination. Oops. Let's do this the right way. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. A little bit of Louisiana on there. Right, we have the butterscotch bread pudding with the crispy caramelized pretzels on top. And we have a creme brulee a la creme brulee. So basically a double creme brulee. Restaurant week style. So number one, the butterscotch bread pudding. The plating, they really need to work on the plating. So far, the flavors have been on point. You got flavor explosions happening by the minute, okay? We're gonna give this a shot, okay? It's a good texture. I'll let you know my honest opinion. First bite, moist, nice texture, nice gooey inside. It's seeming like a winner so far. I actually like this, guys. Buttery, not too flaky, not too sweet, but nice caramelization and got that caramel and toasted pretzel giving a great texture. Flavor explosion. I like it. I have never had bread pudding without ice cream. Or at least some ice cream being offered to me. So, I would have to give this, you could easily get 4 stars for this, but the plating, the ice cream, and the size. Size is perfect because it's restaurant week, but don't you think it should make up for this somewhere, somehow? Okay, that's a winner, but not a winner chicken dinner. We're gonna give this a shot now. It's basically a double creme brulee. Nice caramelization on top. Not bad, I like it. Nothing super special about it. Let's give it a second taste and look for that flavor explosion. Not a huge flavor explosion, but it's definitely a nice super vanilla creme brulee. It's a good creme brulee, but could use better plating, a little bit less darkness on the caramelization, and just overall maybe another flavor component besides vanilla. Overall, I have a grade for Willie G's Houston Restaurant Week Brunch. B-. Not too bad, not super amazing, but definitely really enjoyable. The plating isn't the best. They'll probably have to work on that. But the flavors are definitely there. Just a little bit more attention to detail. You know, a lot of these restaurants are going through like staffing shortage, ingredient shortage. And so when that happens, you just have to be prepared. Preparation is key. That way, if you're doing things ahead of time, you won't be lacking anything on the day of service. So ambiance is great. Service is great. They could definitely work on management and the kitchen. You know, the chefs and managers, they could step it up a little bit more to make the experience a little bit more memorable. Mr. Tillman, if you're watching, we just need a little more attention to detail at some of your restaurants, and we're still in the game. So even though there's no ice cream, the butterscotch bread pudding actually ends up winning this. But I would have to say the blueberry cheesecake definitely needs to be there next time if it's on the menu. It's only fair that if it's on your menu, you should care. All right, Foodie Adventure fans, time to digress, shall we? So first initial thought, the valet. Why would you force people to get valet? You don't even have enough spots for valet, so you're like weirdly parking in angles that people wouldn't want to park a car that's about $50,000, or I mean, it doesn't matter how much a car costs. And I don't think anybody wants to valet their car during a pandemic, you know? Like, it's not the smartest thing to do is have somebody that's touching everybody's car touch your car breathe inside of your car and then go in another car and do the same thing over again without actually wiping their hands off or cleaning their hands. And even if they do, it's still not a good idea. I mean, and also, number 2, you got to have what you say is on the menu when you have a limited Houston Restaurant Week menu. I know we don't want to resort to robots off the bat, but we got to do something about getting enough people hired and paying them properly to do a job. You guys are racking in money, you know, as a higher-end restaurant, so you got to pay these employees properly. That way you actually get the type of work and the type of excellence right there on the table. The more you care about your employees, the better that they will do for the guests. The better they do for the guests, the more the guests come and the more the guests spend. And then that's just like a domino effect that you want, not the opposite effect. So, that being said, the experience could have been better because of the small details that lead up to these little situations where you don't get actually everything up to par that's supposed to be. And, you know, when that happens, you start losing interest in spending money that you don't have to spend on going to places like this. So, in game, be on top of your game. Good experience, but just like Maison Poucher, they dropped the ball just enough to, I don't know, I don't think I'll ever be back. We might come back for the blueberry cheesecake, or we might just make you guys a blueberry cheesecake at the house, because we're going to be in control of the ingredients, and we're not going to cut corners like some places. So, yeah, that's something you can look forward to. Because if we don't get this blueberry cheesecake, we're going to make our own. For Houston Restaurant Week, it just looks like that most of these restaurants are trying to just get by and give people a cheap menu to order from, but they're not looking at the future. This Houston Restaurant Week is to basically advertise your restaurant. Sure, it may be a little bit cheaper. You do have an opportunity to sell add-ons to build the bill a little bit higher. So that's not a problem, but the whole point is to give that experience to where they're going to want to come back every time and actually spend more or double or triple the money they spent in that situation. It's like a test kitchen. It's like, we're coming here to see how good you are for Houston Restaurant Week. That's all I got to say. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You don't have to smash the like button, but as long as you press that like button just enough, it'll get me what I need for the YouTube algorithm. We'll see you at our next destination for food. Stay tuned. Foodie Adventures, signing out.